Hey, my name is Sergio. I'm an HIV advocate.
I'm J. Devine, and I am the Executive Director of Banyan Tree Project, Inc.
Ever since I was in middle school, living with this, I remember being in like health class and they would talk about it. And I remember just breaking down in tears. And my health teacher, he literally stopped me after the bell, and we talked about it. And he said, "It's nothing to be ashamed of." You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This is just an autoimmune disease. You're just like any normal kid. You can live the normal life. You just gotta remember to take your pills. And that really reassured me for the rest of my life right there.
I was diagnosed in the 80s. I think 87 is when I was diagnosed. So I was a part of that first group. I had to make a lot of changes in my life and to come to grips with reality for my life. AZT, was it? The drug that they were giving everybody? I chose not to take it. I had to make a personal choice when I saw what it was doing to other people. And so I wouldn't take the AZT. It was years before I would take the medicine because I did not trust the system. And we had been taught using that Tuskegee experiment was a part of us. I wouldn't take that medicine. It was years before I took any of the HIV medicines. I do now, and I'm undetectable, but then it was really different when you're seeing masses of people die.
I feel like there was a negative stigma for HIV for the longest. I truly didn't get it. I didn't grow up in that era. So I truly didn't experience any negative, feedback from it. I basically kept my status to myself. That's how I chose to. This is basically the first time I'm speaking out about it.
It has changed for some for the better and for some not so good. We have to deal with systematic racism, and when we are making decisions for our community, we are not the ones who make those decisions. That has been one of the most difficult things that we've had to deal with, is having the decision makers to understand who we are and what we are about. As a result of that, we have had to create our own agencies because the larger agencies don't have us black in their agenda. And all of the programs that were designed were not designed for black, they were designed for white gay men. We've had to come together in our own rights to take care of ourselves. And one of the things that this has done is brought a sense of community.
My day-to-day life, living with HIV, it's a bit of a challenge sometimes, especially if I have to remember to take my pills on time every day. And I'm more susceptible for everything going on, especially with everything going on. I'm more open to it. So I just have to, be sturdy and take my pills every day. That's actually a really good question. Especially when he was born, he had to be treated for it. So that was not the normal process of having a baby. So we basically had to prepare him for this. And that was a bit of a struggle, but thank God everything played its part, and he was able to be undetectable and everything like that. So that really put a smile on my face right there.
After 30-some years of living with this, I have adapted. I have learned to live with it and enjoy my life as a result. I'm not hiding me anymore. And I don't have to feel bad about who I am. And so it has taken a minute or two to get to that point, but nonetheless, I live by the adage, beauty demands sacrifice. And if you're not willing to make sacrifice for anything, then you're not going to be beautiful in any kind of way. I'm an old man. I have to take it the way I can get it. So I surrendered to it and adapted my life accordingly. And 33 years later, here I am.
I do feel like normal, but that happened over time. Ever since when I was in middle school, touching back on that, I was very insecure with myself because of my diagnosis. I was very unsure. nervous to even speak out about something like this. From my middle school self looking at me right now, I was like, oh my God, this is the bravest man on earth. You know what I mean? Speaking about something like this, I would never do anything like that back in the day. And just be able to, I still play my basketball and everything. It's just because of the wealth of knowledge that we have now. It's very reassuring. It feels gratifying, honestly. It feels like a weight lifted off my shoulders. You know what I mean? It's not something I get to hold on anymore to myself. It's something that I can express freely to my peers.
I am an advocate for the disenfranchised, and particularly same-gender loving black men. I think we need more spaces for these populations. We have created some spaces, but they are not designed for the population. The population has been included in the spaces. And there's a real big difference when you design a space for a people or you put people in a space that you already have. One of the things that we are seeing is that there are some more agencies that are trying to emerge in reference to deal with this. In our area, it's the larger agencies that get the bulk of everything that comes. We do have some small agencies that are trying to pitch in and help out, but it's the larger agencies that don't know us, don't want to know us, ain't thinking about us. All they are caring about is the money that they get and use us to get the money. If the funds went to those of us in the area who live in the community, who are part of the community, we could probably make even better changes in the community. I think we need to get the advocates that are already there to open the doors so that we can stop this spread. And we can stop the spread. It's about teaching people, each one, teach one.
If everybody had the knowledge and the data that we have now, I feel like everybody would be secured with themselves and able to, you know what I mean, conduct themselves, you know what I mean, normally in this world. Ending this epidemic will be extremely securing.
And then in one word, describe what ending the HIV epidemic means to you.
Hooray!